Welcome, everybody, to Night of the Nerdy Laser, episode 146. I'm your host, as always, Richard Burn, Baby Burn, Yule.
Oh, good. I'm glad you found one. And I'm Jeff Lown.
I always come up with something. May not always work, but that one works because we're talking about Spontaneous Combustion from 1989, directed by Tobe Hooper, starring Mr. Brad Dourif, Chucky himself, and our good pal, Brian Bremer, who was just on the podcast a few episodes ago. We did a little interview with him, so check that out over on the YouTube channel or right here on the Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever the hell you listen to this podcast at.
I think we've run the Brian's Big Movie Gauntlet at this point, haven't we?
Oh man, I mean, we've done Pumpkinhead, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5, Society, and then Spontaneous Combustion. Those are just like four big ones, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, Brian's voice stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice guy.
I never really heard of this movie until I met Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it? I want to say that Code Red or Scorpion might have put out the Blu-ray.
I meant to look at it, see if it was available because I'd like to get it.
Oh, well, good. Let's see. It was a limited Code Red. It looks like it might be out of print. Says new for 50. So
fuck.
Well, maybe your buddy Jason down at the dungeon has it.
Jason down at the dungeon. It's a little early, but let's go ahead and tell you all about him because he has Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, VHS, vinyl, records, a Laserdisc, a Betamax. That Godfather, I think, is still looming around down there, and
HD DVD
video game. I'll have to look and see if he's got any HD DVDs down there.
Good.
Is there a market for those at all?
Pawn shops.
But I mean, even then, I mean, are they like $1? Who has an HD DVD player?
I don't know.
Because wasn't the Xbox 360 was one, but it not really. You had to buy an adapter to it.
Yeah. Crazy that Sony made the right choice.
What was the point of that? Not including it in the hardware? Like, that is crazy to me.
I don't know. Like, video games up until like 360 and PS3 kind of mastered like what was all included in it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, PlayStation 2, you had your disc,
DVD.
Yeah, DVD player, and you listen to music and stuff even on those. Probably on the new ones. I don't know, but the internet thing, I remember on the first PS2, the big-bodied one, when I had one, you had to get an external thing, put it in the back so you could run like 56K to play online, because we used to play.
I remember the online adapter thing.
Yeah. And then Xbox had the 360 had those clips. It was a Wi-Fi, a little...
Yep, the little antenna thing.
You put that on. Then the second gen was 2 because people found out like back then trying to connect to Wi-Fi on one little thing, it wasn't like working. So they're like, oh, probably should do some more.
I remember when I got a PSP, and the thing I was most excited about is you could get on the internet with it.
Yeah, that was cool. It's like,
and it was the slowest, shittiest internet you could ever. Like, I mean, you would type in the web address and go, and it would just be like, it's like dial up. Like it was ridiculous. But anyway, Jason has all sorts of past media, like Nintendo games, Genesis, all sorts of stuff down there. So if you're in the Maryville area ever, you can go down East Broadway, hit the roundabout, go behind Southland Books, and the dungeon is right there. And you can see what Jason's got to offer you. And you can even visit him on Instagram if you go to Southland_dungeon, and he will have basically all his new stuff that he gets in. He puts pictures up, and he's real good about that. So he just got in a big order of like Satanic with a K, Don't know. It's some Spanish ninja demon movie, apparently. Papadopoulos.
Yeah, that
Which you
was
were
the
interested in.
Terror Vision stuff, I believe, right?
Yeah, the nail gun massacre with a nice slip.
Yeah, was that the one that's in 4K? That was their first 4K release?
I have no idea.
Oh, right.
I didn't take it out of the slip, so
Ah.
I didn't look and see what it actually
I have
was.
like a Region B release of that movie. It was the Slasher Classics, I think, the 88 might have put out. Little thin red cases, kind of cool.
So anyway, yeah, Jason is down in the dungeon, and we love him, and we love the store, and please go give him a visit. He gets very lonely, so
I know how it goes.
All right, so before we go into Spontaneous Combustion, I wanted to bring up a couple of things. One is something we both read. It's not really horror, but get over it. It's Void Rivals.
Yeah.
Void Rivals is part of the Energon universe.
Right.
And it's written by Robert Kirkman, and yeah, it's the all new shared universe connected to the Transformers and G.I. Joe. And this has not one single G.I. Joe in it, and a mention of Cybertron and one Transformer, kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there's 6 issues in this thing.
Yeah.
And so this is a trade paperback. I'm holding it up on YouTube if you're watching us over there at Nerdy Laser. And I mean, I thought I was getting Transformers and G.I. Joe, so I was all pumped up for that. Well, you really get introduced to a new species of kind of people.
Yeah.
And I dig it. Like, I'm interested in it. I want to keep reading it. I think it's funny because that's 1 through 6. And I think the series is only up to 10. So like it'll be a little bit before. I think it's like July or September, or maybe September. I read till the second volume comes out.
Comic books still weekly or bi-weekly?
I mean, it depends on the comic. Most of them are monthly.
Monthly.
Most. I mean, DC's done the thing where they've been weekly. I don't know any weekly books right now, but some of the mainstream stuff I don't really do.
Okay, I didn't know for sure if it was.
But I would say give Void Rivals I mean, if you like science fiction, for sure. And they do a really, really good job of like building these characters that you don't know who they are and caring about them a little bit.
Yeah. I liked the first chapter, or the first book, first portion of the trade.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool getting a little introduction and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just kind of took me by surprise because I kind of thought it was G.I. Joe and Transformers, but I'm guessing that they'll be brought into the fold later on.
Yeah, obviously. I don't think he would say it's part of a shared universe and just cameo a Transformer.
Well, the only G.I. Joe book that Image is putting out right now is not connected to this universe. Like they're doing G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, but Larry Hama is still writing it. So it's like issue 306 or whatever. So it's the G.I. Joe that's been going on for, I don't know, 40 years, 30 years at least.
The algorithms picked up a Kickstarter on my feed.
Yeah, I got it too. It's just so expensive.
What? So you're getting every back issue, or what is the?
Yeah, you're getting everything, but I mean, if you just want the digital, all the digital stuff, it's $120.
Just digital.
And if you want the all of them, for the big whatever they call them, compendiums or whatever, that's $300, I think.
And those are hardbound leather looking things.
I mean, you're getting, look, $300 is not much, and I think they made over $1 million in the first 24 hours or something crazy.
Wow.
I don't know I don't know an exact number, but I think they made their goal in 24 hours. But I mean, it's just something. I mean, I would actually prefer to get the digital, but I just don't know. I mean, $120 for a ton of issues. I mean, I don't know where it stops, but you're probably at least getting 300 issues of GI Joe, and then you're getting other ones, you know, like Order of Battle and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it seems like a lot if you're getting basically everything.
I don't really like hardback stuff. I don't know how many people know that about me, but I don't like hardback books. I don't like the way they feel. I feel like I'm having to sit. I feel like I'm at school or something. That's why 90% of the stuff I have is paperback. And even if I have a hardback, like I have some Grady Hendrix signed hardback stuff, I've got the paperback too. So
Oh, you do? I was
yeah.
going to say, because I think I have Killing Joke on hardback.
I mean, if it's only available in hardback, obviously that's the way I'll go. But
I bought that box set of the Batman One Bad Day.
Yeah.
And I think Killing Joke's in that one too, but it's a trade.
Paperback.
Yeah. There was another one I was looking at, me and my friend Brandy, Sandman. We were looking at that box set.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember the old Sandman. They put them into hardback stuff, really nice.
I think Lock and Key has some like fancy premium hardback.
Yeah, some of them have fancy stuff, and then some of them are just released paperback. But some stuff you can't find. Like, I want to get into the Mirage Ninja Turtles because I've heard those storylines are really good. But right now you can get, I think, the two hardbacks for $120 each.
Wow.
So it's like, it's just so expensive. It's like, can I not just spend $10 and get something?
Ever.
Even 20. I mean, I think the way Image works. So
their first issue is usually like 10, right?
Yeah, but that's not how Void Rivals was.
Well, look at the name. They're trying to attach themselves.
Well, and I mean, I think it is Image, but it is also more Skybound too.
Yeah, that's true. The license and all that, I'm sure.
I mean, I think Skybound has the licensing, and Image is publishing them.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess they owe him.
But anyway, considering The Walking Dead is still coming out.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I mean, they're just milking it. I mean, they call it The Walking Dead Deluxe, and sort of like a special edition. I think they add some stuff.
But I have the compendiums or whatever they're called, the 4 volumes, and then I have Invincible 1 and 2.
The cartoon Invincible I really liked for a while.
My friend Andrew said that was really cool.
But I only watched the first couple of episodes, and then we don't have Amazon anymore. So, I'm also
football season.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention, sorry we went off on a comic book tangent, but it's our show. So if you don't like it, you can email us at nightofthenerdylaser@gmail.com. And that will be email that is not spam that currently sits there. So I rewatched the newest Planet of the Apes trilogy. I know there's a 4th one out now, but I loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes with James Franco back in the day. I saw it like 3 times in the theater. I mean, I've watched that movie a ton, and I think it's a great movie. I think it holds up. I think it's fun to watch. And then I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes in the theater, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's a bad movie. It's just so heavy. But like Koba is badass, and one of the best villains ever. But man, the movie is so sad and like depressing, and it's a hard watch, I think. And then War of the Planet of the Apes is kind of even worse. I mean, it's I don't like the story as much, and I don't really like the way they go with Caesar, but it's okay. I mean, I like his kind of art in it, and I really want to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I've heard it's really good. So they're planning 9. They're planning 9 of these movies.
9?
Yeah. So I think
9.
So I think it's 3. Those 3, and then I think it's going to be these 3, and then the next.
They're doing the Star Wars approach.
Kind of, but hopefully they don't start to suck. You know
what movies were good? Were the newer Star Trek movies.
Oh yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Well,
wish they did more of those. 3. They only made 3 of them.
That. Yeah.
Well, he pissed everybody off with the whole Khan thing. He pissed everybody. Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Because he was like, "It's not Khan. It's not Khan. It's not Khan. It's not Khan. It's not Khan." And then halfway through the movie, it's Khan. And it's like, don't be an asshole about it.
Was he trying to keep it like spoiler free?
Yeah, he was wanting to make it a big surprise, and it just pissed people off because the original Khan is not a surprise. It's called Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, and then the one dude died. So
yeah,
that's really a sad story. I think that dude would be very popular right now.
So do I.
I've heard Green Room is really good. It just got a release.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Jason had it. I think Jason down at the dungeon had a copy of it. He got it in, I think. He says it's good. So if Jason says a movie's good, my God. It's a small miracle, especially if it was released after the year 2000.
Anton Yelchin is the guy we're talking about. But
you know how he died?
The car, like, it came out of park or whatever, right? And
yeah, he went to check the fucking mail.
Yeah,
he went to check the fucking mail, and I mean, first off, my fucking mailbox is not that sturdy. I mean, so he had, I'm guessing, a brick mailbox, fancy dancy.
Mine's like a tin can outside.
And mine. Every time traffic goes by it waves. But anyway, it's really unfortunate. I think there was a lawsuit. Like there was something wrong with that car series and stuff, and it sucks, man. I mean, the shittiest ways to die. Like, out of all the people, and I'm not saying whatever people can't come back from things, but you hear of wrestlers, actors, and all this where they do coke and they're fucking, just pilling it up and all that, and they fucking make it. And then this kid who, I don't know if he was doing anything bad, but I mean, ultimately his demise was a fucking mailbox.
Yeah,
it just sucks when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. I mean, that cast of Green Room, real quick, just to go to sorry for the sidetrack, but it's him. It's Imogen Poots, is that her name?
Imogen.
Yeah. Patrick Stewart. Like, those three carry the movie, but the one I like the most about it is Jeremy Saulnier, the director. He did Murder Party was like his first one. Did we watch that for the show?
No, but is that the one with the weird, funny cover, kind of?
Yeah,
like there's a bucket or something on somebody's head,
it's
and
like a guy in a weird costume, and he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the cover. Is it good?
I like it. I think it's pretty funny. It's kind of like a dark comedy horror.
I got you.
But then he did Blue Ruin, which was like a good thriller, kind of like crime
He
drama.
did Blue Room and then Green Room?
Ruin, R-U-I-N.
Oh, I was like, motherfucker, what are the odds? Like, did he plan that?
But yeah, he did that, and Macon Blair was in that one, and that's kind of when I was getting into all those guys that made all that kind of stuff. But and then Green Room, then he did Hold the Dark, which was like a Netflix original, which was I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of horror related, but it was more just a thriller. But I thought it was pretty good too. And then I think he did an episode of the newest True Detective season, which I guess was, you heard it was good, a little bit better than 2 and 3. People liked it more, but then I haven't heard a thing about it, so I don't know.
That one was in The One in the Snow, right? With Jodie Foster. I've heard the same. For 1 is amazing, 2 and 3 are and then 4 is back to being amazing, but I've not seen it. But this past weekend we just had the Vinegar Syndrome sale, which it doesn't seem like as big a deal as it used to be. Did they always have the rule that if it was released this year, it didn't get half priced?
I thought it was always 6 months.
I mean, so maybe, but
that would put, if it was made this year, less than 6 months. So yeah, I think they worded it that way last time too.
Yeah, it's weird. You can still get some good deals. And so, what'd you pick up, dude?
So naturally, I got the China O'Brien.
I want it. It'll drop even more eventually, right?
Maybe. I mean,
I mean, like a year from now, it won't sell out, will it? You think, or you think it?
I mean, I
eventually
don't
will?
think the slip version will for sure at some point, but I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
They always do.
I don't care about no slip. I'm just kidding. I have to have it.
Only if it's different. I got that, and what else did I tell you? I got like 2 other things. I don't remember what they were. What did you? I'll look through my email. What did you get?
I got a movie I've never heard of, but I read the synopsis and it sounds amazing. Cyber Vengeance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was going to tell you to pick that up.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I think it was like $22, I think.
Ain't
But
bad.
I think I got the slip. I think you
yeah,
could get it with or without.
Syndrome Academy one, right? So
or whatever it's called, yeah.
One of their sublabels. Yeah.
And then I got the Televised Terror Volume 1 is $30.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was $30. And how could I not get televised movies, TV movies that I've never heard of for that? I'm not sure. I was trying to pull up here. Crap. I don't know.
The book, that Neon Nightmares.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, and I talked to the writer, also director. So
I can't remember all the titles. I think Calendar Girls, Child of the Night, and something else.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, those are right. I've somehow in my foggy brain remembered that. But some cool stuff. Their new. What was their new release?
So I'm sending you a few of those because I might have got the whole package. I was kind of looking through. I pre-ordered it.
You got the whole package?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. I was looking.
What is that? Like $250?
Yeah, but I had money put away for it.
Don't try.
That one wasn't a splurge. I had planned that one actually.
Don't try to.
So you're getting a copy of Invasion USA or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was the one they.
Dangerous Game was another one you're getting, and I think Navy SEALs on Blu-ray.
Look, motherfucker, I need some 4Ks. You're gonna have to.
I would have to wait to the next the 8K upgrade or whatever we decided it was going to be called.
I'll take them, but I feel like I already have a Navy SEALs.
Probably, I picked it up. I think like $4 at a pawn shop. Years back.
So yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, I like the sale, but I couldn't go crazy, but I mean, those 2 things, seemed like a really good deal. The Cyber Vengeance, I probably could have lived without out, but that box set, like, I think it's not even available anymore, or after May, it's not, or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been wanting that set for a long time, so $30, it'd be hard for me to pass up a box set.
Yeah, no, we made the right decision, I'd say.
All right, so on to Spontaneous Combustion, if you don't have anything else. No. Like I said, I never heard of this before. Like, I met Brian and I was like, Spontaneous Combustion, what is that? And then I saw Tobe Hooper directed it, and then I saw Brad Dourif in it, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? And it says 89, but I swear it looks like an 84 film.
It looks old.
It looks much older than 89. It does not have any like 90s sensibility. It
reminds me of like early X-Files episodes, sort of.
For sure. I mean, 100%. I did like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a slow burn.
Yeah, there you go.
What I did there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on fire with them. No, the movies. I think the concept of the movie is 100 times better than the actual execution.
Oh, like the story?
Yes.
Oh, it's a cool story. That's why it reminds me of X-Files.
Oh man, like an episode. It is cool. So I mean, we don't do spoilers, and we really don't do scene by scene or anything like that anymore. But the basic story is these two people are in the atomic age, and they're put in a bunker, and they've been blasted, and they've been pumped full of all this stuff, and then they get out, and there's no radiation, and everything seems fine, and they get pregnant, and they have a baby, and then they spontaneously combust.
Yeah.
And then we follow that baby 30 years later, which at one point I thought he was a high school student, so I really don't know, because he's in a classroom.
Yeah, I thought that was like a college thing.
Maybe, but he's still like 30.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was a professor or a student.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I could never get, and he was married before. It was just weird. It was all, but I've never really seen Brad Dourif in a lot of things. I know he's in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but obviously I've never seen that, because why would I?
He's great in Deadwood.
Oh, I've never seen Deadwood.
You should watch it. It's like, I think it was only 3 seasons, and then they made a movie not too long ago.
Oh, because that's what I was thinking. That was the funeral. No, that was the Western, right?
Yeah, the Western is
Deadwood.
Yeah, Deadwood. The funeral one was 6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under, yeah.
I used to once in a while I'd watch an episode or two of that on HBO.
I need to see them.
Kind of like it.
I need to see them. I've heard good things. Did Deadwood end, or did it get canceled?
I don't know if it got canceled or ended.
But then they had a movie, recent movie, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years. Well, no, probably like 2019, I'd say.
So yeah, I've never really seen him in anything as himself, really. Mm-hmm. I know he's in Lord of the Rings, but I don't really remember those movies. I mean, I've only seen the first 2. But I don't really remember him, so it's kind of amazing that he's the voice of Chucky, going off of this movie, because you don't hear it until the end.
Yeah, that's true.
Towards the end, he's getting out of a car when he gets to the house at the very end, and he gets out of the car. You kind of hear the Chucky laugh.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where he kind of talked like Chucky for just a second, and Chucky had already been around, I mean, Chucky came out in what, 86?
Something like that.
Maybe 88.
I will tell you.
I think it's 88, because then I think Child's Play 2 is 90.
Why is that not showing up?
Because they don't want you to know Chucky was in Child's Play. That was Buddy.
It's like here.
Buddy is in Child's Play.
88, another 88.
Yeah, so then I think Child's Play 2 came out in 90, and then 3 came out, I think, in 92 or 93, I think 93.
91.
What, Child's Play 3?
Yeah, they pushed it out.
Well, they were shitting those out, because I don't know did those go to theater?
The 1 and 2, I would assume.
Maybe they both did, but I only remember them from the rental store. But anyway, so I think obviously the movie has a lot of fire in it. It's not so grotesque, I guess. There is some body horror stuff if you dig that kind of stuff, but if you don't, it's not nothing offensive, I don't think. Right? I mean, there's a few, like, there's a hole in his arm at some point, and
a weird hand burn thing.
And then as it kind of goes on, his face kind of gets a little, but yeah, I just I don't know why this movie isn't really talked about anymore, other than, like I said, the story is a little bit better than the execution. But I love Brian Bremer as the, like, little, like, go lucky, like,
radiation dad
for my country, and like going and I just think he's hilarious. I just think it's a perfect role for him, and
Yeah,
I like the atomic age part. We start off in the 50s, and so we have that like blast from the past kind of thing.
yeah.
And and that's for probably 15 minutes of the movie. The movie probably is a little long. I think it goes about an hour and 40 minutes, which is not necessarily deservedly so. There's not enough in there.
Yeah.
This is one I definitely want to see again. As of this recording, it's available on Tubi, among other places. I think. No, I think I was looking up something else, but Tubi, it's for sure on. So so you can check that out pretty easily. Did any scenes stick out to you?
No, not necessarily. I mean, no. I was trying to think of that too because I was like, I'll probably ask that, but no. I think overall, like you were saying, the story really kind of carries this movie, and you want to know. But it did like I said, it kind of feels like an X-Files episode or like a made-for-TV movie or something like that. And I just really dig the feel I get from it. So
No, it's for sure an X-Files episode. I agree with you. To be slightly spoilish, one of my favorite scenes in this movie. At some point, this fucking fire hand comes out of this telephone, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that was cool, man. I really liked it. I think the fire effects were really done well, and then the makeup's done well. This movie could not have cost much to make.
Oh yeah, I meant to look that up.
So, I mean, none of the. I'm sure Brad Dourif was happy to do something other than Chucky. I mean, I know he loves Chucky, but I also know that he likes to do stuff as himself and show off his acting and such.
Well, he's a good actor.
He is. No, he's good.
So
I mean, towards the end,
$5 million budget is what it is estimated at.
5 million.
5.5.
Yeah. Did it go to theaters? I can't imagine it did.
It did.
Oh.
Well, I mean, back then a lot of stuff did, but it only grossed.
Not as a major release.
It must have been a limited release because it says opening weekend it made 50,000, and then that was what it made gross and worldwide.
I also like this movie should have been one that rental stores would have easily been able to get people to watch. But the cover isn't the best.
Yeah, it's not a very good cover. You're right.
I mean, it's not the best. It's not terrible, but I think the name Spontaneous Combustion might be a little too highbrow too for some people in '89,
Yeah.
Now it's probably not too bad. But back then, we're dealing with shit like Puppet Master and Castle Freak and But I like this movie too because Tobe Hooper, it's a story by him, and he was one of the writers listed on it. So I feel like it is like his, whereas we kind of talked about it before. Whereas was Texas written by him? It wasn't, was it?
Well, wasn't it like his main movie?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's the main one he directed, but I mean, I don't know if he actually wrote it, and if he did, he certainly didn't write it by himself.
No, it was so he co-wrote it with Kim Hinkle.
Okay, that's right. Ken Hinkle's doing the convention circuit, I think, this year for 50th anniversary. So I mean, Texas was, a big part of his too. So, but I like that this was an original story, not based on anything as far as I know. And I do like the kind of, I mean, I went into it not knowing anything about it. I knew nothing about it. So, that was interesting. But then once, I mean, you figure it out pretty quick of what's happening, but I don't necessarily want to give all that away.
Give nothing away because I think this is one that everybody should actually check out.
Yeah, I think it is too, because we get so many movies nowadays that are big budget, and I mean, of course, 5 million back in the day, that's a pretty good sized budget. I mean, especially when you hear of like Saw and shit, like there wasn't that big of a difference.
I wonder if this was part of the 3 he had to put out for Canon.
Oh, I don't know. It
Was
didn't
there
have the
anything he did
Canon
live?
logo.
Oh, okay, then it might have just been something coming off of that, because he did Life Force and Texas Chainsaw 2. What other one did he do for them?
Back in the 80s?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think because I think he signed a 3-picture. Invaders from Mars was the other one.
Oh, yeah, I forget. We did that one, didn't we, back in the archives?
I think so, yeah.
I think that was with Matt, and Matt picked that one.
Either him or me, because I picked all 80s stuff every time. So
because it's like a kids movie, right?
Yeah,
kind of. I mean,
yeah, it's a little kid oriented.
I've never
He's
seen
the main hero.
I've never seen the Fun House.
That's a good one. I've never seen Eaten Alive.
I own it.
Yeah, I do too. I still haven't seen it.
But anyway, yeah, I definitely think people should give this one a watch. Unlike last week, you don't have to like 90s crazy ass movies to like this one. I think you just, as if you like horror, and it's not really strong horror.
No.
I think if you like science fiction or even X-Files, like Jeff said, I think it's definitely one to seek out.
Yeah. If you dig that vibe, then for sure check this movie out.
I bet X-Files did an episode about
Spontaneous Combustion. You know, they did the one, the guy that could do electricity through his body, and it was what's his face? The guy that was in Saving Private Ryan and
Tom Hanks.
No. And he was in That Thing You Do. What's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's Tom.
Oh, Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah.
Yeah, Ribisi. Yeah. But yeah, him and Jack Black were in.
I was gonna say Jack Black was in that episode, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the arcade attendant guy. Yeah. That's a cool episode. It's fun.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that one a few times actually.
Yeah, I had started a rewatch of the X-Files last month, I think, or either the beginning of this month.
Like X-Files and Supernatural kind of have the same thing. Like the first 3 or 4 seasons are really good because they're like monster of the week, and then they're like, no, we need our own lore, and it's like, that sucks.
Well, they really ramp up to it with the lore for X-Files for sure, because they were pushing those movies out too, I think. So
yeah, Supernatural, they go to hell.
I've never watched a single episode of that show.
Dude, I mean, the first few seasons are good because it's a monster of the week. So, like, you get, like, these cool stories. It's very X-Files-y.
My friend was like, what did she say? She would always be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've watched this. Or I'm on this episode or whatever telling me. And I'd be like, what episode? She's like, oh, season like 900 or whatever they were on, because it seemed like it went forever.
Oh, no, I mean, I think 15 seasons it ended with.
Wow. And that's where, what's his face? The guy who plays Negan.
Oh yeah, that's he was the dad.
Oh,
he was the dad.
They're called the Winchesters or something.
The Winchesters, and they tried to do a prequel series and it didn't work.
What was that one?
The Winchesters.
Same guys?
I mean, that's what it was called.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what it was called. It was about their parents. So it was their parents before they were born.
Maybe I should give that a try, but I have a hard time making it through one season of a show.
Dude, and they're like 24 episodes, so...
Oh, it's one of those, like... Was it
it's a network show. At least the early ones, I think, are.
CW or...
Yeah.
WB. Okay, yeah. So I remember because, like, Buffy, all the Buffy that I was watching, those seasons were like 26, 27, 20.
I mean, that's the way the world was.
It's a full order of television shows, yeah.
Lost. It killed Lost. Because the writers were like, we don't fucking have 22 episodes. They're like, so what? I mean, if Lost had come out right now, it'd be great.
It would get
it would be a show. It would be a show called The Leftovers.
Oh yeah.
There's a show on HBO Max. It was on HBO, now it's on Max. It's called The Leftovers.
Yeah, I know.
And it's 3 seasons. It's written by one of the guys, I think Carlton Cuse guy. And it's a perfect show.
I've never seen it.
It is well worth watching, dude. It's only like 25 episodes total.
A full run.
And yeah. And every season is different, kind of like Lost. And it's a really good story.
Maybe I'll check it out. The other one I don't know why I wanted to watch it, was Wayward Pines again.
I know it's good. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I've never seen it.
I wanted to go back and watch that. And I was going to watch.
I always wanted to watch The Following too, but
his other show on Apple. I can't think of it. Doesn't matter.
Did you ever watch The Following? I always wanted to watch that show.
No, I'm bad with shows, man. I told you.
And that Prodigal Son, I watched like one episode of The Prodigal Son.
Is that the doctor kid?
No, that's the good doctor. Or whatever.
Oh, okay.
No, Prodigal Son is like, the guy is like I don't know. People are screaming at me because I actually don't. It's like the guy's dad is a serial killer in like
Dexter?
a Hannibal Lecter cell. And he goes and that guy kind of helps him solve murders and stuff. It's not fucking Dexter.
Well, you said the dad was a serial killer guy.
Yeah, but he's in a cell like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, okay. All right. It sounds like that other show that just came out. The lady that captures the guy and then he helps him capture other killers or whatever.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. All those shows blend together in my head.
Yeah, it's
all
true.
The same thing.
And if they're on Fox, they're only going to last a season anyway.
That's true. What was the one I bought at McKay's?
The one I like. Oh shit!
I always forget the name.
Pleasant Point, or yeah. Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant. Yeah. Point Pleasant is great. It's a great show. Also, The Passage is a really fun show. It's a vampire show. Yeah, it's a vampire show.
Guy's book is based on.
Yeah. Mark Paul Gosselaar's in it.
Oh, really?
And it only had one season, but they wrote it to where if they didn't get picked up, it would still be a satisfying ending.
Well, that's good. They knew.
Yeah,
they were dealing with Fox.
Yeah, they're like, we're on Fox. We got to do this shit, man. And good thing they did, because they got canceled after the season premiere or the season finale.
Oh, I was going to say, dang, they premiered them, canceled them, and then played out the season.
But the show's good. I mean, I really like it. I mean, I really like Mark Paul Gosselaar, so I also like his show Pitch on Fox. It's a great show.
Do you like that show Titus?
I never watched it.
You never watched that? For some reason, I remember watching a lot of that. And Whose Line?
But anyway, Spontaneous Combustion. Give it a watch. If you like or don't like our new format, please let us know at nightofthenerdylaser@gmail.com. And it's just me and Jeff hanging out, and we really just decided we didn't want to just spoil movies and stuff. It's kind of me and him interacting because we live so far away, don't get to hang out. And, so it's kind of cool to talk about a plethora of things over one episode.
Yeah.
I certainly have more fun.
It doesn't feel like work.
I mean, watching the movie sometimes can feel like homework, but it's okay.
That's different than work.
Homework?
Yeah, that's work.
Yeah, work I get paid for. This podcast, we do not.
Yeah.
But what can they do to help us out?
Yeah, if they want us to grow so we do make money from our podcast, won't ever happen. They could go onto Apple Music or Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. They could go to our hit the follow button on any of those, but they could go to our YouTube page. They can.
Yeah, we're really wanting. I'm doing a good job about putting stuff on YouTube, so please go subscribe. Let's get to 100 subscribers, and then we'll deal with it. But we're 15 away, so even if you have a YouTube and you don't really check it, just hit subscribe. You know how many things I've subscribed to and I never watch? It's fine. Just subscribe to it because the subscribers matters. Because we actually get more views on YouTube than we get listens on our podcast, which is a little disheartening. So just start spreading the word about us in all forms of media.
Yes, do that.
What do we got going on next week? You want to? We've already kind of said it last week and stuff, but we can go over it.
Yeah. So Black Sunday, we're going to cover the football.
Still laying right here.
Yeah, there you go. That football movie, and then I think we're going to do Roller Coaster.
Roller Coaster of Love.
And then,
which I found out is one of Jason down at the dungeon's favorite movies.
Of course it is.
Yeah, he randomly he said I was watching it at like midnight, watching the episode where we talked about Roller Coaster, and he's like, I was going to text you, but I knew you were asleep. And then what did we decide for a third one?
I don't remember.
The trilogy of disaster movies.
Call it something like that. I don't remember what it was because that was the one I didn't write down.
Well, you have one job, Jeff.
2.
Okay. Well, we could do. I've been wanting to see it. Let's do Airport.
Okay, fine.
So we'll do a trilogy. We said it on the last show. I know we did, but
yeah.
So if you really want to see whatever movie we said, let us know.
Yeah.
But since not many people listen to the show, you probably won't message us at nightofthenerdylaser@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on everything: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All Night of the Nerdy Laser. We make it really easy. And thanks for listening. And what should they do, Jeff?
They should keep it bloody.
Because somebody has to set themselves on fire. No, that's not right. Don't set yourself on fire. But if you spontaneously combust, you can't do anything about that, I guess.
Nope.